welcome back everybody to Shop Talk, Adam Everything RC. So here's the Stormbreaker again. We just had that in the last video. And kind of went through everything I didn't do. And we're here to try to fix an issue. And let me explain to you what the issue is, what's going on with this thing. Has nothing to do with the way it drives or anything like that. It has to do with the electrical system. So, if you remember, I have a Castle Creations Mamba X in here. All right, it's a really nice ESC. I really like it, and the only Castle motor I have that's censored is this one here. Okay, and this one is I believe it's a 1412 maybe, or 1415. Let's see here. 4-pole, blah blah blah. It's a 1415, 2400 kV. So it's a great motor, works perfect. But the 2400, I want something hotter than that. So the 2400 is not going to work. So the other motor I have is a Holmes Hobby, and that one's a 2100 kV. So again, not enough kV from what I want. Now, this one here is a censored motor as well, and if you plug this into the sensor wire and you plug the motor leads into the ESC, this has full functionality. It has variable drag brake. If for those of you that don't know what that is, there's a auxiliary wire on the ESC, and the auxiliary wire goes into like channel 4 or 5 or whatever, it doesn't really matter, and then you program that channel. So for instance, my channel 4 on this WFly X9S is right here. It's this VR knob. Okay, so it stops there and it goes fully that way. So what that does with the drag brake is, when you let off the throttle, the drag brake will slow you down and you can adjust the speed of that. Now, a lot of ESCs could do that, but you have to go in there and program it for what percentage you want it for the drag brake. With the auxiliary wire, you can adjust it on the fly. So that works really good. But here's my problem. So I've got a Hobbywing. Right now it's a 3652 4100 kV, and it's got a sensor wire on it right here. Okay, and the sensor wire works just fine. It starts out really slow, and of course it picks itself up no problem. Let me get the battery in here just so that we can be on the same page here with everybody. Come on, get in there. Okay, there we go. So, with that said, let me show you what it does. So we're going to turn the transmitter on, and we're going to turn the vehicle on. Switch is over here on the side. I didn't get it stuck down, and you'll see why in a minute. So there's that. So here's the sensor part. It goes really slow, no cogging, no nothing, right? And you can hear the drag brake going on, right? Now, this should be the drag brake completely off, but I programmed the ESC to give me a percentage of drag brake. Now, if I turn this all the way to the right, it should like stop instantly, right? And it's exactly the same. So basically what the issue is the Hobbywing motor, when let's just try this, right? So I'm going to unplug the sensor cable from the motor. Okay, so now this wire, this sensor cable, does not work. It's not hooked up at all. Okay. Now the drag brake will still work from what I gave it, but I'm going to back that off. Okay, see, now it's no drag brake. Now I can adjust this and listen. Just a little more. A little more. And a little more. You can hear the drag brake now, it works. Okay, so that's full drag brake. Now, I'll turn this back off just to show you. The drag brake is still fully on the radio. And I will plug the sensor cable back in. Okay, now, theoretically, should still work, right? And it don't work at all. Just the normal drag brake that I gave the ESC. So, Hobbywing, I contacted both Castle and Hobbywing, and the first response I got from Hobbywing was they blamed everybody else. It wasn't their fault at all. Called Castle, they were a lot more understanding, and they said, "Hey, let me see what I can figure out for you, and I'll get back to you." And we've had a few conversations. Jason there at Castle Creations is absolutely aces. Shout out to him. But yeah, there's something with the Hobbywing motor that will not allow it to work. Okay, so what I've done, we're going to just test this theory. Now, I do know that the Holmes Hobby motor works exactly the same as the Castle motor. The drag brake works just fine. No issues, no problems, no problems at all. So, there's a new company. It's XC ESC, and I bought their system. So I've got both their ESC, which is 140 amp, 2 to 4S, and I bought their motor, which it's all sensored unit, and this also has the auxiliary wires so you can adjust the drag brake on the fly. Okay, and here's their motor, which is a 3652 4100. So what we're going to do is we're going to just hook this up to my system in here and see if the variable drag brake works. That'll be interesting. If it works, that means that something with the Hobbywing is just flat out not compatible with the auxiliary wire with Castle. Okay, we can also try, if we get a mind to, we may do that as well. We can try the XC ESC with the Hobbywing motor and see if it does the same thing, because like a Hobbywing censored ESC, let's see if we pull this out of here. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, that's some long wire there, buddy. That it's got the same exact connection right here as the Hobbywing ESCs and the Hobbywing motor. So I'd have to find a receiver to test that, but I'll do that here in a minute. So let me get this motor hooked up, and let's just see if in fact it's the motor or something other major different. So I'm going to have to put my glasses on here to do this. Pardon me. But let's just see. Now there's arrows that you have to hook this up. So here's an arrow right there. And there's an arrow right there. And there's also a dimple. And okay, so these are the same. So this should plug right in. So there's the arrow. That's the male. This is the female. There's the arrow. They line up. And I don't want to bend anything. Okay, so there's that. And now we have to go ABC. So I want to look. believe it's, we can just do it by this way, I think. Give me a minute. Let me just do this off camera real quick. And so you're not looking at my head. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. I've got the motor hooked up. I just had to make sure which one was ABC. So it goes, if you're facing the front of it, ABC. So let's turn this on and see what we get. So, power's on.
Receiver battery 5.9 volts.
Okay. Okay, so this one, that drag brake seems to work. Let's.
Minimum VR.
Yes. This motor works just fine
Enter.
with the Mamba X
Maximize.
using the drag brake auxiliary button. So, it's definitely
Enter.
an issue with the Hobbywing rather than the Castle creations, because 3 brands work: Castle XC, ESC, and the Holmes Hobby. So that answered that. So if anybody's having the same issue and the same problem, now you know why, and that there really isn't a fix for it with the Hobbywing. You just have to get a different motor or a different ESC.
Receiver battery 5.9 volts.
Now, if you give me a little bit, let me go off camera and I will try to hook up the XC ESC and plug it into the Hobbywing motor after I'm going to swap. I'm going to put this motor in here and we'll test that and see if that's going to work. I don't know, but we're going to find out. So anyway, thank you everybody. I'll be right back and we'll see if the Hobbywing works like it's supposed to with the other ESC. I don't think so, but we'll never know. Be right back. Okay, we're back, and I sorted this out, and I think I got a pretty good handle on it. So, anyway, here is the here's the XC ESC. This is the Hobbywing motor. We're hooked up with the sensor unit. There's an app for the XC ESC. It's right here. Okay, so you hit here, you link with Bluetooth, then you can go to parameters. Now, one of the things I had to do, I was having a struggle because I couldn't get it to come up with the iBus or XBus thing. Well, I had to do an update the firmware on the ESC, and then it came up with this extra line, P line right here. And as you can see, I've got that set for drag brake. So now the VR, it's plugged into channel 3. The VR knob works with the drag brake. And it works with the Hobbywing motor, which is really cool. So here's the Hobbywing motor. Let me show you the difference here. So you can hear it. Now if I turn the VR knob, right, I'm turning it with my thumb, I'm turning it clockwise. Listen to it. Now because there's no drag with wheels or transmission or anything like that, it stops instantly when you turn up a little bit, but that's what it does. See, I'm just letting it go slow. Anyway, that's what the drag brake's supposed to do. Now, let's try, we have the Castle motor. So, I don't know, I haven't tried this yet. So, we'll see how big a difference that Castle motor is. Right? And see if that Castle motor is kind of a major problem. So, here's A right here, and then we got, says A right there is the blue one. Okay. And then we go, this is C, and here's B. So here's B. And here's C. Now, oops, that's the Now right now we're going to leave, this is the sensor wire that came with the ESC. Okay, but we're just going to test and see if the drag brake works. I got it turned off right now with the knob. Okay, now let's turn the drag brake up. Okay, so the drag brake works. Now we want to see if it does the same exact thing with the sensor cable plugged in, which is what we want, right? Okay, so there's the sensor wire plugged in. Okay, let's see, it should go slow. Yep, turns really, really slow. Now let's speed it up. So that drag brake is working. So let me turn the drag brake off. So the Castle motor is working just fine. So it's something in the Mamba X that is causing that not to work. And I don't know what they can do to fix it. So at least we sorted that out. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think that this brand ESC is really going to be my go-to because it works with the Hobbywing, it works with the Castle, and it works obviously with their motor as well. So that's what the drag brake's supposed to do. I'm going to, because I have this ESC now, I'm going to keep my Mamba. I'm going to keep the XC ESC in the Stormbreaker. It fits in there. It's really a nice size if you look. I mean, it's the Mamba is really a nice size. A little narrower than this one, about the same length. And I'm going to put this one with this motor right here, this Hobbywing, into the Pro 4. So the Team Associated Pro 4, and then that way I'll have a drag brake in that one as well. So, with that said, I'll go ahead and do that. And I appreciate you stopping by. I hope this information was helpful because it really took a lot of digging and trying to figure out why one wasn't working and one was. And of course, we still don't have the exact answer. It's just, I have no clue why it does what it does. But that's kind of the way it is, I suppose. Anyway, I appreciate everybody helping out and sticking around to watch this. And please hit the like if it was informative and helped you. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And we'll talk to you all next time. Thanks!